I request the speakers to stand by. Just to reiterate what Dr. Bani was saying, important for us to have control measures in place. But one of the most important steps here is probably to have an up-to-date material safety data sheet on all chemicals which people are generally exposed to in the work setting, especially in the hospital setting where it's rarely done. So risk assessment is what he's already mentioned. And I will now request Dr. Dinsi Peter to make her presentation on occupational dermatitis. We have Dr. Dinsi Peter's CV up on the board, and I request you all to read it as and when she starts before she starts presentation.
I'll be dealing with what occupational skin diseases, its clinical presentation, briefly about hand eczema, special allergens like glove and glutaraldehyde, list out the special allergens for nurses, the diagnosis and management of occupational skin disease. An occupational skin disease is a workplace exposure to some physical, chemical or biologic hazard which has been a causal or major contributing factor for a dermatitis. You should have a high index of suspicion and a knowledge of the worker's environment to diagnose occupational skin disease. It can lead on to change of occupation, prolonged sick leave, it can limit leisure and daily activities, and finally lead on to time-consuming treatment. Healthcare workers are considered as the fifth high-risk occupational category, with an annual incidence of 7.3 occupational skin disease per 10,000 workers. And it is considered the incidence is more among younger people. And based on the allergens on the environment which they work on, health personnel are classified into three groups. The first group being physicians, surgeons, and medical specialists. The second group, the nurses and the paramedical workers. The third group include the cleaners, disinfection workers, the sterilization area workers, and the office, official, and technical service workers. Among occupational skin disease, contact dermatitis is reported to comprise almost 95% of cases, of which majority being irritant contact dermatitis, about a quarter allergic contact dermatitis, and less than 5% contact urticaria. How do you come to a diagnosis? A proper history is required. Is the worker exposed to an irritant or an allergen? Is there a temporal relationship between dermatitis and the work? Is the dermatitis associated with a particular task? Does it resolve or improve when the worker is away from its environment? And the presentation can be either acute, where they present with itching, redness, and erosions and scaling, and also can be chronic, where you have fissuring, thickening of skin, or lichenification. Coming to irritant contact dermatitis, an irritant is a substance which can induce dermatitis in anyone if applied to the skin. The commonest irritant we come across are acids, alkali, solvents, detergents, and soaps. And the high-risk individuals are the cleaners, sterilization area, kitchen and laundry workers. And usually the irritant affects the site of primary contact. Acute irritant contact dermatitis occur with a strong irritant. A chronic or accumulative irritant dermatitis occur as a result of multiple sub-threshold insults induced by weak irritants. For example, frequent use of disinfectant solution, detergents and soap. And hence, nurses, surgeons and other laboratory personnel are at risk. This is an acute irritant contact dermatitis where you can see erosion, skin necrosis and ulceration. Common cumulative irritant dermatitis is a hand eczema where you get repeated, diffuse scaling and fissuring of the hands. Management of dermatitis include treat with topical steroids and emollients, antibiotics if infected, reduce exposure to irritant, substitute with less irritating chemicals. And a brief in prevention of hand dermatitis. Use least harsh soap or lowest concentration of antibacterial soaps. Use alcohol sanitizing gels when the hand is not visibly soiled. Use water water-based moisturizers liberally, and protect and treat hands when away from the environment. Coming to allergic contact dermatitis, it's a delayed hypersensitivity reaction. In a sensitized individual, dermatitis develops within 24 hours after exposure. The common question is, can a person develop allergic contact dermatitis at any time of person's career? Yes, he can, even after few exposure or multiple exposures. And as opposed to irritant contact dermatitis, allergic contact dermatitis can occur away from the site of primary contact, and thick skin is usually resistant to contact dermatitis. Contact urticaria is erythema and wheals which occur at the site of contact within an hour of exposure and resolving within 24 hours. The common examples are rubber latex and formaldehyde. Rubber gloves can cause irritant dermatitis, allergic dermatitis, and contact urticaria. Irritant dermatitis on prolonged use by making hands hot and sweaty. Allergic dermatitis due to rubber additives, and contact urticaria especially due to latex. Glove powder is not incriminated in cutaneous reaction but can adsorb chemicals and lead on to airborne transfer of allergens. This is a picture of an allergic contact dermatitis where the dorsal aspect of hand and the forearm is being affected. Management is use vinyl or totally synthetic gloves. Nitrile gloves are latex-free but may contain rubber additives. And in case of urticaria, they have to carry a medical alert bracelet because further exposure can lead on to fatal anaphylaxis. Another common allergen we come across is glutaraldehyde. It is a strong irritant and sensitizer, so skin irritation and dermatitis can occur. The management is by substitution and minimization of contact. The special allergens in nurses include cetrimide, clohexidine, chlorpromazine, chlorsilenol, formaldehyde and glutaraldehyde, penicillin and other antibiotics, and povidone iodine. Diagnosis require a detailed history, in-depth information of workplace, results of careful patch testing, observation of the course of the disease, and in complex cases, follow-up. Management in milder cases, topical steroids or topical tacrolimus ointment. In severe allergic contact dermatitis, you need systemic steroids and other immunosuppressive agents like cyclosporin, azathioprine. For hand dermatitis, acitretin, L-tretinoin, and phototherapy can be useful. The patch test is used to diagnose allergic contact dermatitis. We apply various chemicals over the back and read after 48 hours, 72, 96 hours for erythema, papulation, or vesiculation. Coming to control of occupational skin disease, it's by elimination and substitution of the involved allergens or irritant, proper engineering controls, administrative controls, and use of personal protective equipment. To conclude, occupational contact dermatitis is a frequent cause of occupational skin disease. Treatment goal is to avoid chronicity, and all workplace contact allergens and irritants must be evaluated as the cause or contributory factors. Thank you.